Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about Adidas wanting to put the over $500 million worth of Yeezys up in flames. Now guys, if you remember, last week we learned that Adidas and Ye have entered into a new agreement so that would allow Adidas to sell the remaining Yeezys inventory that they have on hand, right? But now we're hearing that Adidas is saying that they may just put the over $500 million worth of Yeezy's inventory up in flames because they do not want to be profiting off a brand that is anti-Semitic. Yeah, right. Like, really. Now, we know that Adidas cut ties with Ye last year, October, because he said that he was going DEFCON on Jewish people, which is the highest level of defense. After that, Ari Emanuel wrote to media outlets telling them not to treat Ye like someone who's mentally ill. They need to cut ties with him. And Ye said that Ari Emanuel was, gathering people to file lawsuit against him so as to make him become flat broke and totally homeless. But instead of Ye being flat broke, and instead of these companies, including Ari Emanuel, bending Ye to his knees, they are all getting their karma. Today, a fifth company has fallen. Yesterday, we spoke about the fourth company that fell, which is Gap. A fifth company has fallen. We'll talk about that in another video. But irrespective of the fact that Adidas has lost well over $2 billion as a result of cutting ties with Ye, they have lost some of their offices, etc. Many staff were laid off. Many staff were terminated. Adidas is still playing mind games with Ye as though they haven't learned from the first time not to mess around with this man. I cannot imagine what karma has in store for Adidas next, because they're not dismissing the fact that there was no agreement signed. They're basically being disrespectful, like, your brand is nasty. We don't want to be associated with it. So if Ye's brand is nasty and they don't want to be associated with it, why did you go back in the first place to renegotiate with this man? I'm going to tell you what I believe is happening. I believe that Ye signed a tough negotiation with Adidas. After that tough negotiation was signed, because listen, Ye's new legal team, they're definitely working for their money. It's as though this legal team is saying, you know what, everyone is screwed over this man, but we're definitely going to do a good job, a great job of being a lawyer, because so far they're cleaning up things. They're keeping Kim at bay because Kim doesn't want Ye's wife around the kids, and the lawyers are like, there was a custody agreement in the divorce. He's married to this woman. You cannot stop this woman from being around the kids. Kim's lawyers cannot do anything about it, right? So already we can see that this legal team is working for Ye. They're definitely putting in the work, because immediately after he hired this legal team, we heard that Adidas has signed a new agreement with him. We know Greenberg Traurig could never, because that company was so malicious. Listen, I would never allow that law firm to represent me, especially if I'm black, because if you remember, they wanted to insult this man, put this man on public display, saying that they want to cut ties with him via newspaper ad because they could not reach out to him. The judge was like, hell no, you're not doing any work to find this man. You need to try harder to find him because you cannot do so. And the media outlets, they were there saying that Ye may lose the lawsuits by way of default. And I said, that's not possible, because he has to be given time. The lawyer has to argue in front of a judge why they want to cut ties with him. The judge signs off on that. Ye says yes, because if Ye said no, I'm not going to let go this law team, then the lawyers would have to actually build a legal case against him, proving reasons why they want to cut ties with him, right? So after they basically handled that divorce proceeding for Ye, which was messy, Ye was done with that law firm. After the moment he settled his divorce with Kim, he was like, you guys didn't represent me in the manner in which I wanted to be represented. I had to give up so much, because Ye gave up land, houses, and Plus, he's paying over $200,000 monthly in child support. Not just that, he is also responsible for other stuff that he has to be contributing to monthly. So Ye felt as though he wasn't represented properly, rightfully so. So Ye was done with Greenberg Targ. He wasn't, in communication with them. He was like, you guys should get the message. But the moment that Greenberg Torrig law firm cut ties with Ye, we could see where there was a new deal with Ye and Adidas based on reports. So it's given the sense that this legal team is much better than what he had before. But now Adidas is coming back to say, you know what? We may put those inventories up in smoke. So we have many financial analysts and lecturers that are saying to Adidas, you're not making much sense. You're telling me that there are earthquake victims in Turkey, Syria, and instead of donating this product to the many homeless people in America, Syria, and Turkey, you would rather burn it? It seems as though something else is going on with you guys. So we don't know what is going to be Adidas' next move from here. They're not denying that there's a contract, that they have signed. But guess what? Adidas haven't learned from their past mistakes. Because when you get your karma, right? You cut ties with this man. You've gotten your karma. You've lost over $2 billion. You're still losing. The black community that has been supporting your brand for decades is just done with your brand. If you watch music videos from the 80s, Lionel Richie, all those black artists, you could see them in their Adidas jacket, Adidas sneakers. Adidas was a huge deal to the black community. But the moment that they cut ties with you, and not just that, they told the world that, you know what? We designed the best-selling Yeezys. So the world was like, so if you designed the best-selling Yeezys, why is it that you did not have those designs until Ye joined your company? So many parents were like, okay, Adidas, we may not agree with what you say, but what we're not going to do, we're not going to support you in robbing from a black man. So social media went off on Adidas. Many people have vowed to no longer support the brand, and we could see where people definitely followed through with their commitment. So I believe that Adidas is just out here acting like a angry, jealous ex and saying, you know what, we're going to burn this inventory because it is of absolutely no use, while there's so many homeless people who are needing of food, clothes, shelter, footwear in their backyard. Adidas could actually sell these sneakers and donate the money to charity. They could actually do that if they don't want to be profiting off a, according to them, anti-Semitic brand. They could actually sell these sneakers, donate the money to the Jewish community, right? ADL is always trying to get money from the black community. Why not sell the sneakers and donate the money to ADL, since ADL is always, planning these witch hunts against black men and trying to get money from the black community? You could actually sell the sneakers and donate the money to ADL. But Adidas is playing mind games, and they haven't learned not to play with this man, because guess what? Adidas has another round of karma coming to them. And I've said it to you guys, it's the last of Adidas as we once know it. This is how major companies, major brands are falling down. People are getting to realize that these companies do not care about people. They didn't care about Ye first to begin with. They only cared about what they could have gotten from him. So when Ye joined the company, Adidas was in total collapse, total meltdown. The company was about to close down. And now Ye is leaving them in that place again, because guess what? They messed up. Ye had bailed this company out of debt. Ye had actually put this company back on the map. And when Adidas cut ties with Ye, many people were like, oh, we will support Adidas. No, you won't support Adidas because you weren't supporting Adidas in the first place. The black community was carrying the weight of Adidas on their backs. And this action, with Ye has proven that the black community has been carrying Adidas. So now Adidas has more damage, more mess to clean up than ever before. And now even more people are looking at Adidas, giving them the side eye. The moment they said, we're going to put this inventory up in flames, people are like, Adidas, you're really crazy.